angry guy here. And she thought she was a boss babe, but now she's homeless, hungry, and living on the streets. By the way, guys, to request a topic for a video, see the description below. And now let's begin.
All right, so what's your name?
Britney,
Brittany, how old are you?
25.
Where are you from originally?
Uh, Born and raised just pretty much in Phoenix, Arizona.
What's your current situation?
Currently, I'm living in a van with no AC during the day with 2 other people.
How'd you end up in that situation?
Trusting a dude to be a man when I knew better. And I ended up getting kicked out of many places for, pretty much not being the person they wanted me to be, but more so being somebody who doesn't bow down to anybody in a way. So it pretty much just got me here.
So you got in a relationship with someone?
Yeah, who isn't even a man, who's currently cheating on me right now. And I don't know.
And what's up with your family? Do you have family out here?
I do.
Who do you have? Mom, dad, siblings?
All the above, my nieces, but I put myself in a situation that I don't want them to be affected by it, but not knowing that even in the situation they're still affected.
Yeah. Do they know what's going on with you right now?
In a way, I mean, they know that I'm, working with a dog groomer. And I'm getting some form of income, but it's not enough to get my own place.
So you have a job right now?
Yeah, in a way, yeah. I mean, I ended up getting bit by a dog, so that kind of fucked up things a little bit.
What do you do? Is it like a 40-hour week or is it part-time?
Oh, it's longer than a 40-hour week. It's honestly, the hours differ. We have so many dogs to do, so it varies.
So you're not making enough there to get an apartment or anything?
No. I have to worry about food, something to drink, paying back a debt with, the boss, because I ended up fucking shit up in the van on accident. So, I pay my debt off.
So the van that you're staying in is the
No,
boss's?
it's well, yeah, it is the boss's, but it's not the one that we use for work. So that one's completely different.
So what do you do out here? Like, what were you doing right now?
I was waiting for a friend of mine. She heard about what happened. She actually was the one who told me that my dude was cheating on me. And she offered to, pretty much take me in for the night, get me out of the heat, and pretty much just let me fucking rest, which is very much freaking needed right now.
Yeah. Are you done with your boyfriend?
I want to be. My head says yes, my heart says no, my gut says, bitch, he's gonna do it again. I don't know which one to listen to. I mean, he was there for me when I had nothing, when I had nobody, but he was also the reason I had nothing. He took a lot from me and put me in such a depressive state that I just can't do it. So I don't know.
How's your relationship with your family, your mom and dad and your siblings?
I don't know. I miss them. But like I said, I don't want my life right now to affect them in a way it's affecting me. But I know it's hurting them a lot more. I guess I'm selfish. Very selfish.
Is he the reason why you're not really in contact with him?
No, I am. A lot of shit has happened in the past almost 3 years that a lot of people stronger than me know how to handle it. I don't. I have a lot of PTSD from my husband. I have a lot of depression, anxiety, a lot of that shit. I don't know how to cope with. Not quite yet.
You were married before?
Technically, still I am.
Okay.
I'm in the process of fucking getting a divorce, final, and now I'm with his best friend.
How are you going to get out of your situation? Have you looked into going into any shelters?
I have. Um, just like without here, I don't feel comfortable because a lot of dudes try to pick me up. I don't know if the same thing's gonna happen in a shelter. I don't.
Yeah.
My only form of protection was taken from me and given away. So I guess I just play it by ear, and that's not really working out.
You should at least try it.
So, guys, this is a load of nonsense right here. What she's spouting is a load of jazz. Okay? She thought she was a boss babe. Now she's homeless, she's hungry, and she's living on the streets. If you listen to her story, he asked her, are you working? Before that, she even tried to make it sound like she had a job, like she was working as a vet tech, but she wouldn't say that she was actually a vet tech. Okay? If you're working with dogs, if you're working with animals in a shelter, then you're a tech. You're basically a vet tech or an assistant, whatever. She would not give you she would not give us a title. Then she also says that the person that she's working for, the boss, the boss who I live in the boss's van, but not the van that we use for work. The van that it's another van. What van would you be using for work? Okay, guys, this story doesn't make any sense whatsoever. This sounds dark, 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 dark. I guarantee you that she's up to something bad. Okay, and if she said that she did something wrong, and so she has to like pay the money back for the van. Like in the van, what did you damage the carpet? Well, you spilled a drink on the carpet, and now you have to work it, bro. I'm telling you right now, this is something related to substance use. Okay, this is something related to substance use. She either owes the boss money for substance or she lost some substances. She's probably working the streets and she's probably a distributor. She needs to be picked up and put into jail. All right, guys, this is once it's so amazing. Once you pull the band-aid off, oh my gosh, you just rip that band-aid off and you stop believing women and you start just observing and just listening, like and start listening to their story very carefully, and you quickly realize their story makes no sense. This girl's story makes literally no sense at all. Like that's how you have to do it. Like cuz like I used to actually believe in people and believe the lies, and I would never question the lies even though some things didn't make sense, and I would choose not to believe. Sometimes when I'd say like this doesn't make any sense, I would just look past it because I had this thing on me like a little puppy dog. It's only because of my suffering that I learned my lesson entirely. Even years of making manosphere based content, right? I still had not fully learned my lesson, and it took suffering and so many ups and downs for me to finally learn my lesson, to finally get it into my head and to understand people, especially women. Okay, guys, all of the suffering, I hold myself accountable for the suffering that I'm in, but the people who did the most damage to me and hurt me the most in life and had set me back the most in life, all women, all women. Okay, all women, even when the men are involved, it's the women who executed it. Guys, they're the ones who planned it. The women, the women, the women. And we keep on trusting them. And the funniest thing is that the moment you wake up as a man and you start calling them out and you start going into it, that's when they start jumping. Oh, you don't like women, bro. You're a liar. You're a liar. All right. And the feminists are all liars. And guys, they use lies and deception and claim to be victims so that they can exploit men and take advantage of men. And then the soy boys and Sims, they're cool with it because they're all getting a cut off it. Okay? But this is it's just like when it comes to these people on the left, they're not marching for black people, they're marching for themselves. Okay, they're going to be, because when socialist benefits start getting handed out, they're the ones at the top of the lines. Because we all know that, I'm just being real. Don't hate it, don't get angry at me for saying it. But a lot of black people don't wake up until, like, 12 p.m. Even 6 p.m. will roll around. A lot of black dudes aren't gonna wake up for that, but the white guys will wake up. Yes, they will. They will wake up and they will be on that line at 6 a.m. 6 a.m. And those are the ones that slept late, because a lot of them will be there from 3 a.m. to go and get their benefits. I'm telling you, they are going to be the first ones on that line. And when the black guys get there and they're like, okay, I want to get my piece now, can I get in front of you? They're going to tell them, you need to back up. You really need to back up, Deshaun, or there's going to be a problem. I was here before you, Deshaun. I've been here all morning, all right? It's back of the line, man, like back of the bus. I'm just being real with y'all. It's harsh, but it sounds harsh, but it's the darn truth. Like her story is terrible. It's truly terrible, and she wants people to feel sorry for her. Oh my goodness, guys, guys. It's like, stop lying. Why are you lying so much, bro? Come on, man. Stop with the lies. Stop with the lies. And if this woman, if she had went and found a good man instead of a Tyrone or a Chadrone, or Miguel, or Enrique, then she wouldn't be in this position right now. But she wanted to mess around and she found out. Okay? That's how she ended up in this situation. And guys, she's exactly where she wants to be. So don't try to save her. She doesn't want to be saved, okay? You guys, you see this right here? This would be inviting so many problems and misery into your life. She's pretty. She's only 25 years old. She's only 25 years old, but I'll tell you right now, if you messed around with Britney, that's her name, all right? It's always a Britney, isn't it? Britneys are always trouble, aren't they? If you mess around with a Britney, she would invite so much misery into your life, because there's a lot of dudes that are going to look at her and say, oh my gosh, look how pretty she is, right? And this is how she looks when she's not even the greatest of shape. Guys, if this girl just ate right, listen, I'm just being, even like this, a lot of dudes would literally try to, put a ring on it, all right? If she worked out, went to the gym, took care of herself, all right? And just like 3 months, guys, of living, of just being taken care of, she would be a dime piece. She would be a dime piece in 3 months. She would be a dime piece. 3 months of eating health, of eating right, working out, 3 months. And having a dude to take care of her. She would be a dime piece. All right? But guess what? She would betray that dude in a heartbeat. The same dude that took her in when she had nothing and nursed her back to health. Because that's what happens with a lot of women. A lot of women, they're on the streets. They have nothing and no one. Some dude picks her up, polishes her, okay? Turns her into a dime. And what does she do? She breaks up with him, takes half his stuff, and then runs off with some other dude. And then the worst part is, while he was repairing her and rebuilding her, she was still out in the streets, but he didn't even know it. When he was at work, she was in the streets. When he was sleeping, she was talking to someone. All right. She was basically, call it the streets. She was talking to the streets. The streets never left her. She will always return to the streets, just like how working girls will always return to working. Doesn't matter if they're a doctor, a psychiatrist, psychologist, lawyer. All right. They will always return to the streets. They will always return to the moment something happens in their lives. If they think times get tough, all right, they will always return to being a working girl. Once a girl steps foot on the streets, she will never ever leave the streets again, because the streets are in her and they're always calling out to her, and she will always return to the streets. I've said this before and I'll say it again. She was born in the streets. She is for the streets. She will always return to the streets, because you can take the girl out of the streets, but you cannot take the streets out of the girl. The streets literally call The streets literally calls out to these women. They tell you. You see it in other videos that I've put out where they say that they were doing well and the streets were calling out to them. She's homeless. She's homeless by choice right now. She is 100% homeless by choice. And, he asked these questions like, why aren't you in a shelter right now? There's all these shelter programs. She's like, I'm worried because, the dude's like, some dude might bother me in a shelter. In a shelter versus being on the street? You're more afraid of being in a shelter than on the street. And this is Arizona. So you can go and get an apartment. There's so many options for these women. They can go and get an apartment by themselves, an actual apartment. You don't want to know the truth? A lot of these women have already done it and they've already been thrown out. All right, because they couldn't stay there because guys, when you're on a substance, also you're like you start to get claustrophobic, paranoid, and the only place where you feel safe and comfortable is on the streets, which is a place that's not safe at all. And she's living in a van with a bunch of other people, by the way. She's living in a van, not by herself, with a bunch of other people and dealing with this dude named the boss. The boss, bro, come on. That's that's the person that you're getting the stuff that you sell from. All right. And it's like, oh, we deal with animals. That sounds no good at all. That sounds no good at all. And if y'all can decipher exactly what she's getting at with that, what the ferniest thing because some of y'all some of y'all have experiences that I don't have, so you can fill in the clues, like how you figured out that it was blues. Some of y'all have the information. So if you can figure out and read what exactly she's doing, when she brought up the whole animal thing, because that's not a vet tech right there. Let me know what you think in the comments. But we'll talk more about that there. What do you guys think about everything we discussed here? Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away. And cheers.